Hey everybody, welcome to the round 10. Round 10 AFL 2021 season preview for the Carlton Football Club. It's the Hawks this week. It's round 10. We are almost halfway through the year. Like it or not, we're not in a position that we want to be. But I think I always remember this. I always find a way to be grateful for what's going on and what we do have as opposed to what we don't have. The fact that we have the footy back and the fact that we have something to be stressed about and something to be feeling something about is something I'm very grateful for. I'm not very grateful for the position that our beloved Carlton Football Club is in at the moment. We're 3-6 and it's the Hawks this week. They've just come off a loss to North Melbourne and I've got PTSD, okay? I said it. There it is. I have PTSD because straight away, my mind goes to Clarkson and the masterclass and his ability to make his players believe that no matter what, they're in with a shot against the Carlton Football Club this week. And I'm smiling, but on the inside, I'm absolutely petrified. If I'm being honest, I'm petrified. No, in all seriousness, I know I do say it every week. I think a lot of us are similar. You know, we get pissed off. It's the cycle. But come Wednesday, Thursday, that's it. You're up and about. You're ready to support the boys again. You love them, and the girls as well. But, you know, obviously, it's the men's season at the moment. You love them. You find a way to support. You find a reason why they're going to show up and do the job this week. And I just can't see us losing this week. I'm petrified of a reality where we do lose, but I'm trying to push it out of my, realm of existence. I don't want to manifest for it, so therefore I don't want to think about it. But I just think of 2019, up by 37 and shitting the bed. All right, we had Bolton as a coach. And then 2020, where were we up? We kicked the first 5 or 6 goals, or we're up by 5 or 6 goals, completely shat the bed. And, it's a test. It's a test for Teague. It's a test for all of them because we know that Clarkson will be able to move magnets and do things to disrupt what we're trying to do this week. He's an elite coach. And there's going to be that natural response from the Hawks this week because they've absolutely given one of their worst performances of the season, if not their worst. But let's focus a little bit more on us and where we're at. This is a team that has expected to be playing finals this year. Coming from the fans, a lot of the fans. I don't know if majority of the fans is the right term, but a lot of the fans, the club definitely said we expect to play finals this year. And, as such, this is just not even a conversation about whether we should or could be winning or losing this game. And sometimes I wish the mentality that we go into this game that I'm seeing from Teague and everyone else, where it's like, we just have to win. Sometimes I wish that mentality would be consistent across the board for every single game. I really do. I don't think we use that mentality when we play against the final sides. Maybe people don't believe, but I think you got to start with the mentality of we have to win this week. So I'm liking the fact that I'm seeing that mentality of it has to be a win, and it's just another opportunity to do a job and just see where this group is at. There has been a little bit of talk about whether we've improved or not. I think once we once we get to the bye, we'll do a mid-season review and we'll have a really solid sample size of where we've improved. And I've started to hear conversations about, but our percentage has improved, but our win-loss hasn't improved. And all of a sudden, the percentage is taking precedence over the win-loss record, which I find interesting. But, this is a game where we're expected to win. This is a game where, we have to win in order to keep the season alive. Is the season dead, completely dead mathematically if we go to 3-7? I don't think so. We would have to do something miraculous like win 6 or 7 or 8 in a row. But you look at what I'm saying right there, that's fantasy talk. And I just think I want to... What I saw last week, yes, it was a loss and it was disappointing, but what I saw last week was, in my opinion, the start of something we can move forward with for sure. And the reason why I say that is because I loved the Newman move, putting him back in the side, and I think he allowed Doherty to go up the ground. I think he allowed Zach Williams to come back and across half back. He allowed Stocker to play in that midfield. And so I look at that. I think that's a big tick for us. I think the injury report is out. We know that Jack Silvani is going to be available for selection. And for me, I don't know about you, he has to play. He is literally the heart and soul and the spirit of this team because of the way he applies himself. It's infectious. And I don't know what the stats are, but I'd love to know the point differential of when he does play and when he doesn't play. It's an NBA stat for the most part, but I think there's something in that for when Jack plays. So I am positive about this week. I am excited. It's a Saturday afternoon game at the MCG. There's nothing better in this world, I promise you. There's nothing better in this world than watching the Carlton Football Club play at the MCG, especially when we win. And that's what it's all about. Now, I don't care about, if we win, it doesn't mean anything. Of course it doesn't mean the world, but winning means everything. So we just got to go there and get the job done. I think we're very much well equipped to get the job done. We've got plenty of experience in this side, plenty of talent. The system's going to be on display. That's really what it's going to be for me this week. Can we improve on our ability to play as a team? Can we fix what we didn't do last week and what we haven't done for a lot of the season in playing together, playing as a unit? Can the coaching staff formulate a game plan that is so clear to the players that they know their role and they know what they need to do? I want to see a lot more clarity this week. I really do. I want to see a lot more clarity every week from here on in because there's just been a bit of a shit show, bit of a mess, a disorganized group, a group of individuals, and a group of various groups within the group, if that makes sense. So I want to see that. I mentioned the changes. Jack Silvani for me has to come in. Jack Martin, they said he will be a test for selection or for his availability. I'm just very mindful of bringing him straight back into the side. I don't really know if playing him in the reserves is going to help necessarily, but I'm just very mindful of that. I might put that to you. I mean, if he's available and he's fully fit, he's definitely in our best 22. There's no doubt about that. I'm just very mindful of these guys coming back from injury and whatnot. But I guess, Nick Newman came back after 2 weeks in the reserves, after, a year off, and he looked pretty good. So I don't see why Jack Martin couldn't do the same. If he's in the side, that's a big boost for us. Harry's shoulder, from what we're told, looks like it's getting better and it's feeling better. In terms of who would come out of the side, well, we know Cunningham's going to come out of the side that was named. It's interesting. The SPS discussion is a fascinating one for me because he was dropped. Unfortunately, there was not a reserves game last week, so we didn't get the ability for him to go down and find some form and some confidence and work on the role that he's now going to be playing. So does that mean he's playing in the reserves this week? I'm not sure. I just think he's in our best 22. I think we need to persist with him in that midfield/forward role. I think it's time to evolve that now. I think he's had plenty of experience as a defender and learning the defensive aspect of his game and his mentality and his approach to the game. And therefore, I think it's time to say, right, we've developed him in another area. We've developed a defensive side to him. Let's now put him where his instincts are and then merge the two learnings together and see where that goes. That's what I really want to see with Samo. I wouldn't be opposed to him playing in the reserves this week if they want to teach him a lesson and if they want to be a little bit hard on him. I don't mind any of that. I would like there to be a lot more transparency this week from David Teague in that press conference before the game. I don't want to hear, you just know when he starts saying and that there's a bit of a fugazi on the horizon. I just want to see a little bit more directness across the board. Just across the board. A little bit more transparency, a little bit more directness, a little bit more purpose and clarity. That's what I want this week. Are we going to find out a lot about this group this week? I don't necessarily think so, but we need to win this game. We really do need to win this game. So I'm confident. I'm very confident we win this game. I've got that little seed of doubt in my mind just from previous experiences, and we are definitely a side that has been out-coached by the experienced coaches over the last 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years for sure. Okay, we might take away 16 and 17 and 18 because we're very young and little side, and just sort of make sure that everyone that likes to make excuses is covered for as well. But I can't sit through another demoralising loss. I just can't. I mean, I'll still show up, but just can't. Like, how many times can we go there and be disappointed? And also, nothing is linear, and I get that in development. You never just continuously improve. You've got to sort of fail, and then have a bit of a peak, and then a bit of a trough. And I understand that. So by that theory, we should start coming up now and having a bit of a positive run of form. We've got a very winnable patch of games coming up, which really we have to keep the season alive. And therefore, I just expect us to be better from here on in. Okay, we're 3-6. All right, you can't live in the past. Living in the moment. We've got to turn the ship around. It starts this week. So that's where my head's at. I'm still a little clouded, but all I'll do is continue to show up, and I'm sure the rest of you will as well. But what about you? How are you feeling about this week? Are you pretty confident, or do you have that PTSD in the back? I know a lot of people have been asking, well, what happens if we lose and who gets sacked and whatnot. Let's not talk about what happens if we lose until it happens, if it happens. Let's talk about how we win this game. Is it really just an effort thing? Is it really just an effort thing? Are there no structures? Are there no tactics we can use this week? Let me know what you think about it, and just share with me as to what you're thinking and what you're feeling this week, and we'll go from there. I look forward to it as always, and go the Mighty Blues.